Hi there, very good morning. How are you doing? It's a Tuesday, it's the 4th of July. It's, of course, still early of the week, fresh week. You know, there was a Monday, days, a Tuesday, quite just some, fresh days coming up. Hope you had quite a great, you had a great night otherwise, and you're having a great morning at the same time. And, well, definitely mine is quite very okay. The morning is quite cool, though it tried to a little bit drizzle as you come in on the way. Most especially for the people that are staying most especially that is within the urban related centers, but from people staying in the suburbs, well, it's been quite a normal wait. It's yet another business day, and we're here with quite lots of very interesting information, both local and international, and definitely we had so many other conversations that are going to be coming up on the show. But of course, before I proceed, don't forget that all this is powered by Zabu, platform from Alltex, which just made your trading experience much more easy and friendly. Now, start tonight 2 hash is the code which will enable you to be in position to be a part of these markets. Start tonight 2 hash, and you'll be able to buy government bonds securities for just as little as 15,000 Ghana shillings. Now, the markets will be opening at 8:15 a.m., running all the way. That is to 3:15 p.m. West African time. This is running up to Friday, except on the weekend. Weekends and the public holidays when these markets actually can be accessed. But of course, despite the fact you have the rest of the days to capitalize and make yourself quite some huge profit, something which I believe is quite very key and very influential for your personal growth and development. Most especially you as a trader financially, that will make this a reality. You don't need paperwork, just your mobile phone, and regardless of where you're located. Now, Zab says, "My money, my future." And Alltex East Africa says, do something new for yourself come the year 2022. Well, right about now, of course, kick-starting off here is the morning call. And today, we're looking at the private sector investment survey. That is the year 2023, as about 1.67 billion Ugandan shillings were recorded in terms of reinvestment earnings. Now, according to a report here, before we get into the discussion, the Bank of Uganda, Uganda Bureau of Statistics, Uganda Investment Authority, and other esteemed stakeholders unveiled, that is the private unveiled the private sector investment survey for 2023, where about 1.67 billion Ugandan shillings were recorded in terms of reinvestment earnings. Now, we see that this momentous initiative serves as a vital source, that is for the policymakers, financial institutions, and entrepreneurs, offering an accurate assessment that is on the investment needs, challenges, and potential areas of growth. Well, let's get into this discussion. I'll be returning to wrap this up.
Private sector investment or foreign direct investment has been mainly in the oil sectors. It has also been in ICT. We have also seen it come through in the health areas. We have also seen that for most of the companies that have branches in Uganda, international companies, even as we were in the COVID period, these international companies remained receiving funds from their sister companies out there to be able to keep them active even during the COVID. They provided infrastructure for their staff to be able to work from home, and that supported to keep our economy growing. We also noted that in the banking sector, much as there were challenges, there's also been resilience. The banking sector has continued growing, and most of this is because the growth of investment in ICT, and ICT comes to break the physical boundaries of the roads and what you're able to reach wherever. So that is what we have seen so far. We carry out these surveys. We are able to monitor which areas has investment reduced. We know that FDI, foreign direct investment, comes in to support domestic investment, to grow areas like roads, schools, human capital, and many others, manufacturing and many others, because internally as an economy, we are not able to generate enough capital to grow these areas. Also as an economy, we are not as exposed. We are looking for information out there. So some of this private sector investment comes in to bring new tools, ICT, technology, and all that. So this survey helps us to see which areas has that investment gone. How has it supported? Which areas is the investment reducing? So when government knows the areas, then they're able to come in with interventions. Is that which areas need to be supported? How do we reallocate resources? If our people are more interested in investing in ICT, then government will invest more in roads, something like that. So in that way, all sectors are able to grow as fast as possible.
Well, that is Nalukwago Mili Singoma, Director, Statistics, the Bank of Uganda, and of course giving us those particular details in regards to the private sector investment survey 2023. Of course, we realized that about 1.6 billion, 1.67 billion Ugandan shillings were recorded. That is in terms of reinvestment earnings. Well, we shall be giving you more of the developing details regarding that very matter. Well, right about now, let's cross over and take a look at what's making headlines into the press. Well, I have the new vision of the Daily Monitor with me, but of course I'm going to be going through them concurrently and kick-starting off here with the new vision. And of course, here on the top page, seeing some matters here, see Army speaks out on that is Kaihura charges, and of course debt set for retirement of top UPDF officers. Still, yes, retirement for the UPDF officers, the debt sets. If you're interested, you can check that out. Then also there is oil mining as government seeks new investors for the refinery project, and coming in down to legislation as the president signs the tough traffic law. What does it entail? Well, you'll be finding out when you get yourself a copy of this particular paper. All right, now still we see something very notorious here as armed gang using UPDF uniforms arrested in Wakiso. That was so upset, putting on army-related uniforms and, get your gangsters. That is something very, it's not right. It's not right. And that's very dangerous. Now, taking a look at the Daily Monitor on the top page, we see oil refinery deal. Of course, hits a dead end. Now the government is back to scouting for a lead investor. That is to finance the construction of the oil refinery planned to be built in Hoima after expiry of the key project framework agreement signed in the American and Italian firms. Now that's according to what I'm observing here. And of course, we see still Kaihura among top generals to retire from the army. More of that. Then still no visas for holders of no passports, says Denmark. And also IGG probes corruption at Energy Ministry. Very upset if such is happening in that ministry. And terror alerts and security chiefs downtown. Yeah, actually, of late, there has been quite some sorts of surveys, most especially in the downtown. I think following the increasing threats when the United Kingdom warned about the terror attacks, even in the night hours, there are already some sorts of raids, most especially downtown, those areas close to the new taxi park. I see police many times. It goes there during those, about in the night hours, about 9:30, raids about that. Anyway, that is for security purposes. I don't think it's a bad thing. Now, as we get in further, taking a look at, of course, the headline that we saw about government seeking for new investors for refinery project. Now, government has ended its marriage with the Albertine Garden Energy Consortium. Of course, a private sector-led consortium that was to lead the development of the oil refinery. So that means there is a need for another investor to come and, put money into this. Well, get yourself a copy. You'll be getting the details of what caused that relationship to be ended in the first place, so that they look for, any investor to come into pass. Now, 70 signs a tough traffic law. Now, speeding motorists should brace for tough times ahead as the new Traffic and Road Safety Act takes effect. Now, effectively July 1st, that was actually on over the weekend, Saturday, motorists who drive beyond the recommended speeding threshold will be fined 2 million Ugandan shillings. That is according to the new law signed by President Yoweri Museveni. Well, but I think at some point, to be honest, I would a little bit agree with that, because people are really crazy on the road right there, and people's children are being knocked down just every day carelessly, just because somebody's rushing too fast, too hard, and I don't think it's really okay. I mean, this was right, in my opinion. I'm just being honest on that. That was really right, most especially the public vehicle, the taxis. I mean, it's quite becoming out of control. All right, now I see something here. General Salim Saleh and Naduli launch a drive that is to fight land evictions. You know, most especially in the central, in the past 5-10 years, there has been issues of land grabbing, you know, land disputes and all that. People claiming that their land is taken away. And yeah, so when I'm seeing such a move, it's quite very okay. Now, because I'm seeing a 10-man committee to look into residents' complaints. And now, General Salim Saleh, the senior presidential advisor on defense and security, has assembled a team to fight evictions. That is in evictions in central Uganda, land evictions that is in central Uganda. Of course, started with Nakaseke district. Well, shall be finding out quite what will be the resolutions that will be decided upon from that. Okay, now let me put the new vision on hold as of now. And now let us take a look at the Daily Monitor as we take a look. Of course, members of parliament raise questions that is over the quality of education in the country, Uganda. Well, what are those concerns like, and where is the quality really off here? Now, IGG probes alleged corruption at Energy Ministry. Of course, the Inspectorate of Government has launched that is an investigation into allegations of syndicated corruption. That is abuse of office. All right, just right there. Now, switching our eyes here, the images you're looking at there coming in from Fairway traffic lights, as the junction, as you can really observe, it's a calm situation. It's a Tuesday, and well, the area, as compared to some other areas around town, is always like that, except for a few days, a few exceptions. But in most cases, it's actually free, just like you're looking at that, you know. Of course, switching our eyes to the John Babiha route down there, the route that is coming, those vehicles you see that are coming in from down there, coming in from John Babiha route. Of course, it links all the way to Kamocha, Kandicha Street. Well, and what I know about that road, actually, it has quite lots of traffic lights when you're into that road. So if you're traveling by that road, I really anticipate that you're going to find quite lots of traffic lights, and most cases it can be a little bit inconveniencing, you know, a number of traffic lights. There are no fixes, of course, that is on the road, but you know, those massive stops can really, if you're not a patient person, it's not a place for you to pass by. Now, this is the Yusuf Lule road, which connects all the way coming in from Nile Avenue, where we are broadcasting from, coming all the way heading towards Mulago, Wandega. So you can see it all seems to be okay. I mean, seems, but see, like at some point you can say that probably the Mulago roundabout could be a little bit congested, because if you can see quite a few vehicles coming in all the way from there, one by one coming in, and that means there is quite some sorts of conditions which only allow a few vehicles to come, not so many of them, you know, because it's one of the most congested areas as you're heading on this on this route heading to the different destination. According to the look of things here, it's a free route, you know. So that means if you're coming in from probably Chibuli, you know, you're coming in from Chibuli, you're coming in from any other parts which are adjacent to this area. You're coming in from Nakawa, well, your destination is Bugolobi, and probably, yes, I think this would be a good alternative for you. You just connect. If you're coming in from Chibuli, maybe the only issue would be the access road roundabout, which will leave you at time. But once you cross in there, you come, you towards Garden City, the golf course. I mean, you connect straight to probably Wandaga. You're heading to Mulago, Kamocha, and so many other destinations that are related to that. I think this route would be actually the best route. Regardless, maybe probably late evenings it's a little bit tricky, but in the morning hours it's okay, most especially if you have quite an urgent business to really run to and execute. This would be something very ideal for you, according to my look of things here. It's very okay. Now, when we switch our eyes to the Sezibwa Road, that is the Sezibwa Road, of course, which links to Nakasero, but that route can actually also be a shortcut. If you continue off on the Fairway Hotel just behind and you continue that side, you can branch in Wandaga and you avoid the Mulago Wandaga roundabout jam. That could be a potential shortcut for you to actually connect. You see that route? Actually, it's on the Sezwa route in particular. The Sezwa route is adjacent to that route, but that route is a good way to cut jam, most especially if you're heading to Wandaga, you're heading to Makere. That's a very right option for you, and you'll be able to reach in time. Now, switching our eyes to the Sezwa Road, the road you observe in there, which heads towards Nakasero. Most of those areas, well, it's also an okay place if you don't want to. For example, if you don't want to get so much involved with the jam that side, this could be one of the ways that can also lead you to the city center. One of the shortcuts to the city center, other than you going to the Ginger Road traffic lights, wait, then rotate, hit Kampala Road. Well, you can use the Sezwa route, and you will be branching off all the way towards those areas. You'll be able to link up with the city square. Yes, you'll be in position to link up there for that route. That is if you are on time. So, the morning is quite cool and calm. Not so many ups and downs of the people. And let us see how the day is really going to be like. Because it's a Tuesday, towards Tuesdays, most especially Mondays, that typical rush hour that as we get closer, as we come towards Tuesday, there is some sort of reduction when it comes to how people respond and people's movement kind of relax, the tension relaxes, but that is mainly witnessed on Wednesdays. But Mondays and Tuesdays, they are more of very serious days. People are too serious on such days, and that's why we see congestions all over. But this Sabarichula area, the Fairway traffic lights, if you are planning to, if you're heading to any of the destinations, if you're heading to Wandaga, Mulago, you're heading to Chibuli, or you're coming from Chibuli, coming to Mulago, Wandaga, Kamocha, well, I guess the Fairway traffic route, would be okay. The Fairway route would be okay as you're coming towards Garden City, the golf course. It's a very okay route according to the observation and according to the look of things. All roads, even those that sometimes seem to be very congested, they are free. They are free. I'm not seeing any traffic officers as yet. So it's the traffic lights in absolute full control of that. Well, that is it for the traffic updates this morning. It's 27 minutes past 7. I'm Andrew Barige, of course, driving your business. But before we get into the break, don't forget the markets on the Zabo platform, which will be opening any time from now. Now, for you to be a part of this, it's very simple. Star 292 hash is simply the USSD code for you. This will avail with options where you will be able to buy bonds and securities with just 15,000 Ghana shillings. But of course, definitely you can still choose to invest more than that. But Zab says, well, bring only that amount of money and we can grow together. Star 292 hash is simply the code. Now, the markets will be opening at 8:15 a.m. running all the way. 8:15 a.m. till 3:15 p.m. This is effective Monday up to Friday, except on the weekends and the public holidays when those markets can't be accessed. But despite the fact you have the rest of the days to capitalize and make yourself quite some huge profits, something which I believe is quite very key and instrumental for your personal growth and development, you as a trader, of course, in various aspects of life. Zab will make this a reality. There is no paperwork involved. All you need is your mobile phone, and that is it. Now, Zab says, buy money, my future, and all that South Africa says, do something new for yourself. Well, right about now, let's get into this break, and when I return, we shall be taking a look at what's happening on the international community and within our region of East Africa. Good morning.
Smart 24.